Yeah, we're good now. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. To welcome everybody, to call this January 28th Supervisors Meeting of Rye Township to order. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone, please take a moment of silence right now for just a little bit. Next on the agenda, citizen participation for items on the agenda.
Mr. President, before we go there, I just, for the record, want to announce that this board had an executive session before this meeting regarding potential litigation relative to a recent development that took place at the RTCA Park.
Okay.
We have an obligation to.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, any citizen participation at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on. Next up, approval of minutes. For the December 17th, 2024 Supervisors Meeting. Have a chance to read them over, Brad?
Yep.
They look okay to you?
Looks
I get a motion to approve,
I'll make a motion.
and I will second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those are approved. Next up are the January 6th organization, 2025 organizational meeting minutes. I looked them over, they look okay to me, they look okay to you. I'll make a motion to approve those.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those are approved. Okay, the zoning code enforcement report. There is just one item on that for this month, and we don't have any invoice or any billing.
Not for that, but there is an invoice on, it's actually for Viola.
Okay,
It came out of Viola's Zesto, but it came from JHA.
okay. Do we need to act on that at all, or?
It's on the check register.
Oh, if it's on the check register.
It's on the check register that they need to do that. It doesn't involve this activity report that was just given tonight, but it does go to JHA companies for the Viola plan. We need to make a
Separate motion. We can just include it with
Just
those.
do it in the register.
If it's in a register and you're going to approve the register, I think that's sufficient.
Okay.
Okay. We'll just go with that then. Next up is the sewage enforcement report. There are 7 items on that for an invoice total of $175. Do I have a motion to approve payment of that?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Road report. You're up, Brad.
Plow and cinder roads, mixed salt and cinders. Delivered truck number 4 to LB's for repairs for the check engine light. Put new spinner disc and motor on truck number 3. Put a new carrier bearing on the salt spreader on truck number 2. Install new cutting edge on plow number 1. And put new hydraulic hoses on truck number 4 for the plow. And deliver truck 3 to LB Smith for repair of the mission light on.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme. Okay, thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Next up, Rec board report. Do you have anything for us, Nancy?
Yes, well, we had our first meeting, and we started, working on our events for the year, and our first event will be a history night here at the Township building on April the 10th, and we're looking at 7 p.m., and that will again be by Brian Hummel. He's graciously volunteered to help us out again. And the second event will be our annual fishing derby, and that will be on May 17th at Marysville Sportsman. And our rain date will be May 18th. So hopefully we can get it in our regular day. So those will be our first two events. And we have canceled the February meeting as we have really nothing to discuss.
Okay.
Okay?
That's certainly, thank you, Nancy.
Uh-huh.
Emergency management report.
Yep, Kurt has stuff.
Well, we have the radios.
Okay.
They're all four, they're in my garage. They do need some work on them, as far as the frequencies and things like that. Now, I contacted Bob Moyer. Bob Moyer is the guy that, are you familiar with him, Brad? Okay. So contacted him, and he said that, and I told him Daisy, I shared with him the FCC frequency licensure for Rye Township. He said,
I
I've
have
heard,
the new one also for you.
no.
And nothing's changed.
Probably not gonna like what I have to say then.
Okay.
Bob Moyer said that Rye Township is the only township in the immediate area that has a low band frequency. They've all switched to VHF. And the radios would be VHF, which means you would get more mileage out of them. It'll be more up to date with Marysville, and
So we'd have to go in and change that license?
we have to apply for a new one. And Bob Moyer would do that for us. There's a fee for that, with the FCC and all the licensure and stuff. It's $800.
Are you sure? Because I was just in, it cost the township nothing.
Well, we can check on it.
And
He-
on the
Bob did-
application,
Bob-
there's a place there for renewal or amendment or what,
Okay.
I
Bob
don't
did.
know how much we can amend this, though.
Yeah, Bob did say that he works with another company to get the license through the FCC on a more, what's the right word?
Expeditious.
Expeditious, if that's
I did this
possible.
one afternoon and I got it the next day.
Okay,
Oh.
that's a renewal though. We're asking for a new
This is a
frequency.
renewal,
This has to be a new
and, but
license.
since we already have our foot in the door, I don't know.
You wanna check on that?
I
Daisy?
certainly will.
And see-
Yeah, I had a really good person. I did have a question. There's one little glitch in there that it just needed some more detailed explanation than what they had on the site.
Okay,
And they're until 6 o'clock, so I was here late and I got it through, but, it was due by the 4th of February, so that's why I made sure I got it done, but I couldn't believe how quick it went.
yeah. They're looking for, and if it's possible for them to search other townships, see if they can search for Carroll Township.
Okay,
But it's he said it's a VHF, frequency, very high frequency.
Very high
is what-
frequency.
Yeah.
okay.
And to reprogram the other radios, the four radios that we have, to put that new frequency in, to move some of the frequencies around, it's $280
For all four of them?
for all four of them.
No, okay.
Yeah, not each.
That doesn't seem too
Yeah,
bad.
all four of them.
Okay.
And again, benefits, this, and I wrote some benefits, allows the office to contact the trucks.
Right.
So they'll be in constant communication. Allow the truck to contact the office.
Right.
Allows Jim and I to talk to both.
Right.
And that's just the start of
You
it.
say it was what, 280 to do that, 280?
280 plus the 800, unless Daisy can get it for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Maybe I'll
see.
snooze them, I don't know.
Well, since we're a municipality, we didn't have to pay for this, everybody else has to pay for this.
Okay.
So, it's worth
If it's
a try,
It's worth it. Don't-
yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, I get online and then I'll get the number and call somebody.
Yeah, Bob said that you guys could do it, meaning Rye Township could do it. But he said, unless you know the lingo, he says you may get held up. So,
Yeah.
I don't know the
Okay,
lingo.
I will see, with what we have and all of the, there are some details you have to put in. So,
Okay.
I'll see if I can do it. If
Yeah.
not, it's
If not, we
worth
can
a
fall
call.
back
It's
on-
worth a call.
We can fall back on Bob, and he can work with his
Yeah.
contact and get it done.
Right.
Did you wanna ask if I received anything?
Oh, yeah, I still didn't get a receipt, and our
I-
audit is next week.
I talked to Mike about that when I picked up the radios, and he said that you contacted him, and he was talking to, I think it was Shelby, who's his daughter. And they were having a meeting that Tuesday night, so I expected him to send it to you.
No, I never got one, and I know that's a big, they pull out, their system, their auditing that they plug into, it's gonna throw that out, and they're gonna want a receipt.
Yeah.
Because it's an odd number, it
Well-
was over budget temporarily till we adjusted the budget.
Yeah.
They're gonna want a receipt, I'm telling you.
When do you need it, 5 days, by the end of the
Pardon?
month? When do you need the receipt, by the end of the month, would be nice, or what?
Yeah, or by Monday. I mean,
Okay.
do you want, maybe, are you gonna try to call Mike? or-
You gonna call Craig?
I'm leaving, I can call him, but I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Oh, okay.
All right,
And I'll be away for 2 months, so.
okay.
Wow.
I'll call him. I'll call him.
Okay,
Now, I can certainly, my cell phone can contact Mike, I can certainly do that.
Yeah, I'll get it.
But as far as making contact with him, I won't.
he's aware of it, it's just,
He told me that he would contact him, so
yeah.
they just need to get their.
I think he's been busy getting the radio shifted and the receipt just got on the
Right,
back
sidetracked.
burner. I mean, they know where it went and
Yeah,
It won't be any problem at this
Yeah.
point, yeah.
it's just, they may ask me to get one if I don't have, I expect that.
Yeah, they should. yeah,
Right,
to
and
be
they
honest,
could, yeah.
That's all I have.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Kurt. Financial treasurer's report.
Okay. All right. The general checking account began with balance December 1st of $87,314.44. Had receipts of $252,106.73. Expenditures of $130,741.27. Interest earned of $112.45, leaving us a balance January 1st in the general checking account of $208,792.05. And some of that money that was put back in was a general investment CD that we had pulled out that was just general monies and put in I think it was paying like 5.35%. And we left it in another 3 months and it wasn't paying 5% anymore. But it actually gained us some additional interest. So that was all dumped back in. That was $127,897.38. So that was a good investment, short-term investment. Penny and general checking account had only interest activity and had a balance January 1st of $2,310.18. American Rescue Plan Fund had a balance December 1st of $270,590.46, interest of $822.06. The balance at that point was $271,412.52. $43,000 was reimbursed to the general checking account, which is another thing that increased our general checking operating account that I just read when I said we had 200 and some $1,000 deposited. 43,000 was in another additional large amount from the ARP monies that were reimbursed to the general checking because the general checking paid for those initially. And I had to get them out by the end of the year, but I wanted to leave them in there for better interest. Even if the balance after the 43,000 was taken out in the ARP monies of $228,412.52. So you will still have money to get your mower. The general savings account had only interest activity and had a balance January 1st of $2,526.97. Liquid fuels checking is dormant and so is their savings account. They both only had interest activity. January 1st, the liquid fuels checking account had a balance of $95.32. Liquid fuels savings account had only interest activity and had a balance of $2,687.26. There is a small CD that will be coming due the first week in March. And the allocation that we received the beginning of March will be dumped with that into another short-term, hopefully like a 3-month CD that we're still getting around 4%, and so that we can garner a little bit more interest to add to our road project. That's all I have.
Thank you, Daisy. Resolutions. Resolution 25-10. Future land purchase CD, Bank of Land.
Yeah, it's just coming due, and I thought we don't have any plans to purchase land for anything at this point. So I'm putting it in 19 months at 3.75, but APY is around 3.8 or 3.82, depending on the amount. And it is a sizable amount, it's almost $200,000,
yeah.
so, it's going from, it's not coming out of the Bank of Land, it's just going into another term and a little bit lower interest rate.
Okay. Have a motion to accept resolution 25-10?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And next up is resolution 25-11, 2025 fee schedule.
Yes, there weren't many changes to this, most changes were $5, $10, or $15, some things were not changed at all.
Yeah.
We were just trying to cover some of the expenses with the permitting. I noticed that we weren't covering all the expenses for the junkyard, so I put that up again for the licenses.
Okay.
So, because Max goes out
Well, yeah, it's
and takes pictures and then comes back and, sends
That's-
everything to me.
that's
Or
not-
Carol sends it to me.
right, it's not a 5-minute thing.
It's not, no. So that went up. I think, like I said, the other things went up
$5 or
$5.
$10, yeah.
It wasn't, and not everything changed.
Right.
Just kind of update a little bit to
Right.
help cover for costs.
Yep. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept resolution 25-11. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And Jim did see that. I sent that.
Okay. Okay, new business. Shermansdale Fire Company contract.
And there's 2 originals.
Okay. Is this the same as what we've had for the
Yes,
past,
it's
however long?
Same, yeah, it has not changed. Honestly, I think it's 25 years.
Really?
It's been a long time.
Has the solicitor gone over any of this, or?
I think you saw it last year. It's pretty standard.
I can't imagine there's anything. Just due diligence.
How do they determine this sum to be paid? I mean, are they paid?
They're paid quarterly.
Okay.
Yeah, the same way we pay the others.
And it's already established
Mhm.
what the amount is? Yeah, it's.
Oh, no, the amount depends on what we take in with our taxes.
Because it's a
It's
part,
levied
it's
on
a
the
part of
tax.
the.
And then there's a donation we give on top of that to Baltimore.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
Okay, I kind of figured. Gonna get a motion to approve the Shermans Fire contract?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that is approved. Does it matter what order anything is on here?
I don't think so.
And my signature will never look the same twice in a row, unlike the president.
Right. wonder what kind of pens he uses.
Well, they're Sharpies is what
Are
he's
they?
using for all that. Yeah, they made him special ones.
Oh, okay.
I used to have one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Next up on new business is to reappoint Darlene Campbell to the rec board. I will make that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, next up. For delinquent trash accounts, I make a motion to authorize the solicitor to work with Pam's for the purposes of taking legal action if necessary to collect outstanding trash fees. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next up, RTCA notice of violation. I make a motion to authorize Township Solicitor to enforce the Township ordinances included but not limited to the floodplain ordinance relative to the recent development at the park. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next up, authorize request for proposals for spring cleanup to be held May the 2nd and May the 3rd, 2025. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Announce elected auditors set wages. Elected officials working part-time as employees is $15 per hour. Is that just an announcement? Is that just a general announcement?
Yeah, they already.
They already
We
approved
just
it.
want it in the minutes of
Okay.
the auditors or it just
It's-
shows.
it's on re- it's on
Right, it's
public.
on record.
Okay. Next up, accept the 2025 tax certification. Real estate at $172,124.46. And is that per capita?
Per capita.
And the per capita is $9,235. Do I have a motion to accept the tax certification?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Announcements. The office will be closed President's Day, February 17th, 2025. The Planning Commission meeting that was scheduled for February 4th, 2025 has been canceled. And spring cleanup, as we just said, it will be Friday, May the 2nd and Saturday, May the 3rd.
There'll be more information in the.
Okay. How long till that? That'll be a while. right?
Yeah, probably March,
Okay.
because till they get all their activities
And everything.
solidified.
Okay. And next up, approval and payment of the bills.
2025 general fund checks 18198 to 18220 in the amount of $19,910.89. There were no expense checks voided. Payroll checks 8452 to 8457 in the amount of $6,085.42. Payroll checks 8458 to 8466 in the amount of $8,622.58. There were no payroll checks voided during processing.
Okay. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, second citizen participation. Jason.
Good evening. I want to commend you on a very efficient meeting tonight. I didn't have to wait very long, actually. I got to enjoy the whole meeting. So. I'm back before you this year to encourage your reconsideration of participating in the Picture Perry Comp Plan. We have 22 of the county's 30 municipalities that are currently participating in the plan. The plan effectively becomes the municipal plan for those communities that are participating. And, we are into our second round of amendments to the plan. And I just want to share with you some of the amendments that are going to be coming forth for new projects that are to be considered this year. For one, we have a redesign recommendation that came from a citizen on the SR 74 and 274 intersection out near West Perry High School. There's a county partnership with the Pennsylvania Area Agency on Aging looking at eco housing. If you're not familiar with that, that's elder cottage housing opportunities. So that being said, the county is going to be looking to participate through the Perry County Agency on Aging in partnership with the Pennsylvania Area Agency on Aging to go into, I guess it's round 6 of that program. And for the purpose of purchasing a mobile unit that could be positioned on a property for basically an elder family member that wants to, reside on the property and be cared for. So it's just something it's a workable arrangement, and we want to make sure that municipal ordinances are kind of up to allowing that to occur. So if you think about it, look at your zoning ordinance, see if there's any provisions in there, or if there's a district that you would like to see something like that take place. We would encourage you to really take a look at that. I know that there'd be probably sewer connections and things that would have to happen, and that probably would be the biggest concern that townships would probably be facing. So, along with that, there's a realignment request that came from Penn Township as far as the planned growth area around Duncannon. There's a property that has been effectively an ag preserve property for years, and it's found itself within that planned growth area. So recognizing that land would probably not be conducive to support additional growth, that area needs to shift and be located somewhere else. So that's what we're going to be working with the township to try to do. Redesign of 11 and 15 Market Street intersection near Penn Township and the Duncannon Borough Municipal line. That's right off the ramp coming south off 11 and 15. Everybody knows it as the 3 stop sign intersection. Design of a partial, if not full, interchange in Penn Township on 11 and 15 where State Route 849 passes over. And I think that comes out of kind of like the work that's being done at the Clark's Ferry with the separation lanes and the limitations on left turns, and that will effectively be, those plastic temporary posts that have been put in will be replaced by concrete eventually. So, and I think that they're going to be, the original plan was to have it seal off the entrance to Duncannon for turning left.
Yeah.
You can still come out of Duncannon.
Yeah, but you can't go in.
And you can come in the Duncannon, but you have to be heading,
Eastbound.
yeah,
Eastbound.
on
It'll be
22
eastbound.
through 22, yeah. But the bridge turns will be eliminated, which is dangerous.
Probably a safe thing.
Road widening, rock slope project at the eastern end of Sugar Run Road. That's near the pallet plant. If anybody's ever traveled that road, it's a 1-lane state road for probably about a 50 or 60 yard stretch where the rocks come close to the road, and there's a wall that separates a pretty large fall down over to the railroad tracks. So, Cross River feasibility study, this is a big one. This has been talked about for many, many years. It's never been put on the radar and plan before, but it's a Cross River feasibility study between Upper Perry County and Upper Dauphin County for an additional bridge to be placed in the vicinity of Liverpool and Millersburg to address economic development needs and interests as well as emergency detouring. And then the last two are a low-income emergency housing project coordinated by the Joint Hands Ministry. I think they're looking to probably establish some additional emergency housing in the upstairs portion of their building right in the borough of Bloomfield. And the last one is another transportation project, and that's Mex Corner, looking at improvements to that. So, just wanted to give you a little bit of kind of a heads up on those coming across, because we do kick that out to all the municipalities, whether they're participating or not, just to share the knowledge that those types of projects have been brought forth. And, you know, if the host municipalities where these are situated are amenable to having them included into the plan, they'll be migrated into the plan. And the county covers that cost, has traditionally covered that cost of advertising for those that amendment cycle and that process for inclusion, so. Any questions?
No, I think we're good, Jason. Thank you very much.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you this evening.
John?
All right, thank you. Are there applications for the senior and low income trash rates? No?
There are for the senior.
Oh, for C.
Okay. Can I get that then after this meeting, please? Or do we not have them printed out available?
Are they public? I guess they're public.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could provide.
yeah,
Blanks.
yeah.
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 Okay, I'll look for that. Are there no meeting minutes for the December 26th special meeting?
They're just not on tonight's agenda.
Okay,
That was missed, John.
okay. But they are ready, I guess. Whatever.
Yes,
you know-
actually, yes, they have been prepared, and yes, I even looked over them, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Did the elected auditors set the wage for the supervisors as a full-time employee?
No.
No?
Yeah, Kathy.
Okay. I asked if the auditors had set the wages for a full-time employee, the supervisor as a
For a
full-time employee.
supervisor working as an employee for the township.
Okay.
Full-time.
Yep. So Nancy Sunday had resigned, back, I don't know, November timeframe with an effective date of January 3rd. And there was a salary increase for a position at the last meeting for the salary parts. But when I stopped into the office on January 15th, Nancy was in the office and I had asked Brad if Nancy retired. And his response was, quote, "I guess not yet." I was wondering, is Nancy still employed at Rag Township as the clerk?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And how did she get hired back if there was no vote to hire her back? Nothing listed on agendas and no motion of her resignation being withdrawn. So I was just wondering, how does that happen?
Thanks for your
Yeah, thanks for the comment.
No response, okay. All right. Can you tell me what you went into this issue about the RTCA development. Would you like to expand on that a little bit more, like what the
No.
issue is?
Not at this time.
No, this is public comment, so if you have comment, it's not public question and answer. So you could ask your questions if you like, but we just indicated that there was an executive session with regard to it, so we're especially not gonna talk about it.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering, since we're taxpayer money is gonna be spent for the solicitor to look at it, so
Taxpayers'
public might
money-
wanna know what's going on.
Well,
But,
taxpayers' money is gonna be spent on it because it has to be. So,
okay, that's all I had, so thank you.
Okay. Anyone else, any comments?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment, kind of related to what John said about is the expense for the solicitor. John Schulze has made numerous right-to-know requests, as he is okay to do, but that costs the taxpayers a lot of money as well. Just want that to go on the record.
Thank you, Kathy.
It's now over $10,000.
Okay. Max?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the supervisors for reappointing us for our position. I wasn't at the reorganization.
It's okay.
Much appreciated.
You're good.
You're good about it.
Actually, motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.